हेलो स्टूडेंट। आज हम लोग चैप्टर नंबर 6 जिसका नाम है फिजिकल एंड केमिकल चेंजेस, इसकी रीडिंग स्टार्ट करेंगे। तो स्टार्ट ध्यान रखिएगा, इससे पहले वाली प्रीवियस वाली क्लासेस में मैंने आप लोगों से रीडिंग करवाई थी। कुछ समस्याएं सभी स्टूडेंट के सामने हो रही थी, कुछ प्रोनाउंसिएशन की प्रॉब्लम हो रही थी, कुछ वर्ड्स डिफ़िकल्ट थे, बोलने में कठिन लग रहे थे। तो उसी को आज मैं कंप्लीट कराता हूँ किस प्रकार से आप लोग को रीडिंग करनी होती है। सबसे पहले मैं रीड खुद कर रहा हूँ जिसमें आप लोग अच्छे से समझ सको किस प्रकार से रीडिंग आपको करनी होती है। ठीक है, क्लियर हो गया। चलिए बात करते हैं चैप्टर नंबर 6 जिसका नाम है फिजिकल एंड केमिकल चेंजेस। तो स्टार्ट करते हैं फर्स्ट पैराग्राफ से। एवरी डे यू कम अक्रॉस मैनी चेंजेस इन योर सराउंडिंग्स। दीज चेंजेस may involve one or more substances. For example, your mother may ask you to dissolve sugar in water to make a cold drink. Making a sugar solution is a change. Similarly, setting curd from milk is a change. Sometimes milk becomes sour. Souring of milk is a change. Stressed rubber band also represents a change. Make a list of 10 changes you have noticed around you. In this chapter, we shall perform some activities and study the nature of these changes. Broadly, these changes are of two kinds: physical and chemical. 6.1 Physical changes. Activity 6.1. Cut a piece of paper in 4 square pieces. Cut each square pieces further into 4 square pieces. Lay these pieces on the floor or a table so that the pieces acquire the shape of the original piece of paper. Obviously, you cannot join the pieces back to make the original piece, but is there a change in the property of the paper? Activity 6.2. Collect the chalk dust lying on the floor near the blackboard in your classroom, or crush a small piece of chalk into dust. Add a little water to the dust to make a paste. Roll it into the shape of a piece of chalk. Let it dry. Did you recover chalk from the dust? Activity 6.3. Take some ice in a glass or plastic tumbler. Melt a small portion of ice by placing the tumbler in the sun. You have now a mixture of ice and water. Now place the tumbler in a freezing mixture, ice plus common salt. Does the water become solid ice once again? Activity 6.4. Boil some water in a container. Do you see the steam rising from the surface of water? Hold an inverted pan by its handle over the steam at some distance from the boiling water. Observe the inner surface of the pan. Do you see any droplet of water there? Activity 6.5. Be careful while handling a flame. Hold a used hacksaw blade with a pair of tongs. Keep the tip of the free end on the flame of a gas stove. Wait for a few minutes. Does the color of the tip of the blade change? Remove the blade from the flame. Observe the tip once again after some time. Does it get back its original color? In activities 6.1 and 6.2 above, you saw that paper and a piece of chalk underwent changes in size. In activities 6.3 and 6.4, water changed its state from solid to liquid or from gas to liquid. In activity 6.5, the hacksaw blade changed color on heating. Properties such as shape, size, color, and state of a substance are called its physical properties. A change in which a substance undergoes a change in its physical properties is called a physical change. A physical change is generally reversible. In such a change, no new substance is formed. Let us now consider the other kind of change. 6.2, chemical change. A change with which you are quite familiar is the rusting of iron. If you leave a piece of iron in the open for some time, it acquires a film of brownish substance. This substance is called rust and the process is called rusting. Figure 6.2. Iron gates of parks or farmlands, iron benches kept in lawns and gardens. Almost every article of iron kept in the open gets rusted. At home, you must have seen shovels and spades getting rusted when exposed to the atmosphere for some time. In the kitchen, a wet iron pan means tawa often gets rusted if left in that state for some time. Rust is not iron, it is different from iron on which it gets deposited. Let us consider a few more changes where new substances are formed. Activity 6.6 to be demonstrated by the teacher. Caution: it is dangerous to look for long at the burning magnesium ribbon. The teacher should advise children not to stare at the burning ribbon. Get a small piece of a thin strip or ribbon of magnesium, clean its tip with sandpaper, bring the tip near a candle flame. It burns with a brilliant white light. When it is completely burned, it leaves behind a powdery ash. Does the ash look like the magnesium ribbon? The change can be represented by the following equation: magnesium plus oxygen is equal to magnesium oxide. The equations here are different from those in mathematics. In equations of this kind, the arrow implies becomes no attempts should be made to balance chemical equations at this stage. Collect the ash and mix it with a small amount of water. Stir the mixture aqueous solution. Well, test the mixture with blue and red litmus paper. Does the mixture turn red litmus into blue? Does the mixture turn blue litmus red? On the basis of this test, how do you classify the aqueous solution, acidic or basic? On dissolving the ash in water, it forms a new substance. This change can be written in the form of the following equation: magnesium oxide plus water is equal to magnesium hydroxide. As you have already learned in chapter 5, magnesium hydroxide is a base. So magnesium oxide is a new substance formed on burning of magnesium. Magnesium hydroxide is another new substance formed by mixing magnesium oxide with water. Activity 6.7 to be demonstrated by the teacher. Dissolve about a teaspoonful of copper sulfate, blue vitriol or Nila Thotha in about half a cup of water in a glass tumbler or a beaker. Add a few drops of dilute sulfuric acid to the solution. You should get a blue colored solution. Save a small sample of the solution in a test tube or a small glass bottle. Drop a nail or a used shaving blade into the remaining solution. Wait for half an hour or so. Observe the color of the solution. Compare it with the color of sample solution saved separately, figure 6.4. Do you see any change in the color of the solution? Take out the nail or the blade. Has it changed in any way? The changes that you notice are due to a reaction between copper sulfate and iron. The change of color of the solution from blue to green is due to the formation of iron sulfate. A new substance, the brown deposit on the iron nail, is copper. Another new substance, we can write the reactions as copper sulfate solutions, blue plus iron is equal iron sulfate solution, green plus copper brown deposit. Activity 6.8. Take about a teaspoonful of vinegar in a test tube. Add a pinch of baking soda to it. You would hear a hissing sound and see bubbles of a gas coming out. Pass this gas through freshly prepared lime water as shown in figure 6.5. What happens to the lime water? The change in the test tube is as follows. Vinegar, as also known as acetic acid, plus baking soda known as sodium hydrogen carbonate is equal carbon dioxide plus other substances. The reactions between carbon dioxide and lime water is as follows. Carbon dioxide plus lime water is equal to calcium carbonate plus water. When carbon dioxide is passed through lime water, calcium carbonate is formed, which makes lime water milky. The turning of lime water into milky is a standard test of carbon dioxide. You will use it in chapter 10 to show that the air we breathe out is rich in carbon dioxide. In activities 6.6, 6.8, you saw that in each change, one or more new substances were formed. In activity 6.6, the ash was the new substance formed when magnesium was burnt. In activity 6.7, the reactions of copper sulfate with iron produce iron sulfate and copper. Both of these are new substances. Copper was deposited on the shaving blade of iron. In activity 6.8, vinegar and baking soda together produced carbon dioxide, which turned lime water milky. Can you name the new substance formed in the reactions? A change in which one or more new substances are formed is called a chemical changes. A chemical change is also called a chemical reaction. Chemical changes are very important in our lives. All new substances are formed as a result of chemical changes. For example, if a metal is to be extracted from an ore, such as iron from iron ore, we need to carry out a series of chemical changes. A medicine is the end product of a chain of chemical reactions. Useful new materials such as plastics and detergents are produced by chemical reactions. Indeed, every new materials is discovered by studying chemical changes. We have seen that one or more new substances are produced in a chemical change. In addition to new products, the following may accompany a chemical change: heat, light, or any other radiation. Ultraviolet, for example, may be given off or absorbed. Sound may be produced. A change in smell may take place, or a new smell may be given off. A color change may take place. A gas may be formed. Let us look at some example. You saw that burning of magnesium ribbon is a chemical change. Burning of coal, wood, or leaves is also a chemical change. In fact, burning of any substance is a chemical change. Burning is always accompanied by production of heat. Explosion of fireworks is a chemical change. You know that such an explosion produces heat, light, sound, and unpleasant gases that pollute the atmosphere. That is why you are advised not to play with fireworks. When food gets spoiled, it produces a foul smell. Shall we call this a change a chemical change? You must have noticed that a slice of an apple acquires a brown color if it is not consumed immediately. If you have not seen this change in color, cut a fresh slice of apple and keep it away for some time. Repeat the same activity with a slice of potato or brinjal. The change of color in these cases is due to the formation of new substances. Are not these changes chemical changes? In chapter 5, you neutralized an acid with a base. Is neutralization a chemical change? Now, talk about the protective shield. You must have heard of the ozone layer in our atmosphere. It protects us from the harmful ultraviolet radiation which come from the sun. Ozone absorbs these radiations and breaks down to oxygen. Oxygen is different from ozone. Can we call the breaking down of ozone a chemical change? If ultraviolet radiation were not absorbed by ozone, it would reach the Earth's surface and cause harm to us and other life forms. Ozone acts as a natural shield against these reactions. We learn in chapter 1 that plants produce their food by a process called photosynthesis. Can we call photosynthesis a chemical change? Paheli said that even digestion is a chemical change. 6.3 rusting of iron. Let let us get back to rusting. This is one change that affects iron articles and slowly destroys them. Since iron is used in making bridges, ships, cars, trucks, bodies, and many other articles, the monetary loss due to rusting is huge. The process of rusting can be represented by the following equation: iron plus oxygen plus water is equal rust. For rusting, the presence of both oxygen and water is essential. In fact, if the content of moisture in air is high, which means if it is more humid, rusting becomes faster. So how do we prevent rusting? Prevent iron articles from coming in contact with oxygen or water or both. One simple way is to apply a coat of paint or grease. In fact, these coats should be applied regularly to prevent rusting. Another way is to deposit a layer of a metal like chromium or zinc on iron. Oh, that is why my friend Rita is always complaining about iron articles rusting so fast. She lives near the coastal areas. She nears the coast. This process of depositing a layer of zinc on iron is called galvanization. The iron pipes we use in our homes to carry water are galvanized to prevent rusting. You know that ships are made up of iron and a part of them remains underwater. On the part above water, also water drops keeps clinging to the ship's outer surface. Moreover, the water of the sea contains many salts. The salt water makes the process of rust formation faster. Therefore, ships suffer a lot of damage from rusting in spite of being. Stainless steel is made by mixing iron with carbon and metals like chromium, nickel, and manganese. It does not rust. Painted so much so that a fraction of ship's iron has to be replaced every year. Can you imagine the monetary loss to the world? 6.4 Crystallization. In class 6, you have learned that salt can be obtained by the evaporation of sea's water. The salt obtained in this manner is not pure and its crystals are small. The shape of the crystals cannot be seen clearly. However, large crystals of pure substances can be formed from their solutions. The process is called crystallization. It is an example of physical change. Activity 6.9 to be performed in the presence of the teacher. Caution: use only dilute sulfuric acid. Be careful while boiling water. Take a cupful of water in a beaker and add a few drops of dilute sulfuric acid. Heat the water. When it starts boiling, add copper sulfate powder slowly while stirring continuously. Figure 6.6. Continue adding copper sulfate powder till no more powder can be dissolved. Filter the solution. Allow it to cool. Do not disturb the solution when it is cooling. Look at the solution after some time. Can you see the crystals of copper sulfate? If not, wait for some time. You have learned about physical and chemical changes. Try to identify changes that you observe around you as physical or chemical changes. Some important keywords you have watched in this lesson. The first is chemical change, second is chemical reaction, crystallization, galvanization, physical change, and the last one is rusting. And I hope you enjoy this reading and know all the difficult words and their pronunciations. And next time you will be you will be carefully read chapter. Thanks for watching this video.